Hey, Nerd Nation! It's your boys, Amp and Kenny. What's up, man?
So how about that Super Bowl, bro? What a game!
We've
What a game!
recorded. We've recorded since, man.
Yeah, but we didn't post it.
No, yeah, we did.
I don't think so. Did we ever post? No,
I'm-
the one that we recorded last is the one I didn't post, so we never posted our Super Bowl reaction. That's why.
For real?
Yeah,
We've been busy, okay?
yeah.
So it's been a while, guys, but we're back. 7.0 or whatever it is. So right now, Kenny, we are a week after. Yeah, about a week into free agency.
Yeah.
Is it me or it just hasn't been like that lackluster, that blockbuster free agency?
Well, first there wasn't many big names. I feel like, at least not offensively, there wasn't a lot of big names.
No.
There was a lot of linebackers and stuff like that. But I think also, like, I don't know. I feel like owners, or not owners, but like teams are low key like trying to, like, not correct the market, but like anybody who has signed to like 1-2 year deals and like cheap.
Yeah.
Like the safety market that was non-existent. The running backs, like right now, like, so Saquon is on the transition tag, I believe it is. Not the franchise one, the other one. The transition tag, like the one that Lamar's on. Was exclusive? What's it called, man? Like if somebody signs him, we gotta get 2 first-round picks. Whatever.
It's like a tender or something.
So during the season, the Giants made him an offer for $12 million a year. I don't think he's gonna get that now, bro. I don't think he's gonna get it now. Like, he might not get much more than what he's getting right now on the tag, which is $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally, like, the market literally crashed for anybody not a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, well, so like let's look at the tight ends, man. I mean, I thought that Gesicki and definitely Dalton Schultz, they both got 1 year deals. I thought Schultz would get a 3-4 year deal.
Yeah, them, like I said, them safeties and running backs.
Even receivers. Now, this wasn't a strong receiver class at all, but Juju goes to the Patriots,
I think $11 million a year.
Yeah, and Jacoby Myers goes to the Raiders, $11 million a year. They got the same contract. So, like, New England, did you just prefer Juju over Jacoby? Or
I think Juju got less guaranteed, but yeah, still. Maybe.
So but those are small contracts for the top receivers of this class.
I mean, Juju is pretty good. He's not a top 15 receiver, but
no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was that, and also, like, you know what else it was? Even though, like, I don't know if it's still happening, but like, I feel like Aaron Rodgers kind of ruined like the trade market, low key. I feel like there was a period where I feel like teams were just waiting to see what happens. Like, there was teams that maybe they were still in it for him, and then like other teams just trying to see what, like, I don't know how they gauge the offseason in a sense.
Well, I think that was what the case was with the Raiders, I think.
Yeah,
where they were interested in him, but they realized that they weren't going to be able to get him. So then they went to, I think they wanted Carr, and then Carr chose the Saints. So they went with Jimmy G.
No, Carr was never going to be an option. They benched Carr the last 4 games of the season.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of someone else. You're right.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of that, I'm sorry, but Jimmy G is not an upgrade over Derek Carr. It's just not.
It's the Raiders. It's Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man.
They are really stupid.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is. But you know what? In their stupidity, I love them for it. Because you know what happened, Amp? You know when I almost threw my phone against the freaking wall because I was freaking out?
What happened?
That this notification hit so hard when the Giants traded for Darren Waller.
Oh.
For a third, well, technically, yeah, the last pick of the 3rd round for Darren Waller.
So you get a immediate starter upgrade tight end to your weapons. Yeah, I know he's had some injury problems, but
top 3 tight end.
But
top 3 receiving tight end. He is. He literally a year ago he was in an argument for.
That's true.
With Kelce.
He just needs to stay healthy. But big upgrade for the Giants. I like that move for you guys. And you signed Paris Campbell, right? 1 year deal.
Speedster guy. And we have Bellinger too, who was solid last year before he almost lost his eye against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of 2 tight end sets are coming. So
what it sets up too is that you are definitely drafting a receiver, like 100%.
So. I don't. Well, wait. Yes. In the draft.
In the draft, second, third round.
Yeah.
Not necessarily first. No, what's your
round,
pick? 21?
25th.
25th.
Giants can go. Pretty much best player available, but I think the top 3 positions they're going to try to target is receiver, corner, and offensive line, like a guard or a center. But I don't think any of these guards or centers are projected to go that high. So like maybe in the second round.
To be honest, I don't. You know how like some drafts, it's like heavy offensive tackle, and like I think 2 years ago we had like 4 go in the top 12.
Yeah.
This year, I think it's just
cornerbacks.
Yeah.
There's like 6 quarterbacks that might go in the first round.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's cornerbacks. It's QB. We're gonna have 4 in the top 10, man. Watch.
Maybe 5, 4.
Who the hell could be 5th?
No, you're 4.
Yeah.
4.
No, just 4.
Yeah,
but we also are gonna have a lot of running backs drafted.
That's what I'm saying.
In the middle round.
Receivers and running backs. There's so many receivers that are gonna go like in the first 3 rounds.
And tight ends, dude.
And tight ends. Which never happens.
Never. You might find 1 tight end in this draft.
But there's receivers like Jalen Hyatt, Zay Flowers, Josh Downs, who are like, these guys are probably not going in the first round. They might go second, third round. You know what I mean? But like they're supposed to be pretty good. And then you have like the 3 big ones, which is Quentin Johnson,
Addison.
What's Addison's first name? Jordan. I think it's Jordan Addison, I believe.
Yeah.
Jordan. And then you got Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yeah. Right. So which I just learned how to say his name today. So and because apparently today was his Ohio State's pro day, and he walked in wearing a Giants hat. I'm just saying.
Did he really?
The Giants took him out to dinner last night. Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, all of them took him out last night, and he walked in wearing a hat.
I don't think he's going to be there at 25.
No, you got to trade up if you really want him.
Yeah, so. And I think he's going to be a freaking stud. I remember this dude. He's been amazing in college. With having Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr.
And I've seen some people, well, maybe not Marvin. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be the best prospect of them all. Yeah. But I've seen some people say that he's right there with Garrett Wilson and Olave. Dude, like prospect wise. I think he was just banged up last year. So
yeah, but even the year before, with those all those guys were with him, he was insane. I think I forgot his stats, but he had insane stats like that. He might be the best of the bunch.
No,
but
I think him and Harrison. Well, sorry. You mean Ohio State?
Ohio State receivers. Yeah.
No, Harrison's going to be a monster, and he was catching today.
Oh, was he?
Stroud. And people are saying like this is kind of like a early look for these teams, for like all those teams there, like see him for next year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I think Jackson or Addison are the only 2 that I'll be okay taking in the first round if we do go receiver. If one of them is there or they want to trade up, we have 10, 11 picks. So like we could possibly.
Oh wow. Yeah, so you're not going to draft 11 guys. You're going to make some trades.
We did last year, but yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, we had 11 picks, drafted 11 guys. So, yeah, we'll see. I think linebacker maybe later on too. There's a few linebackers. It's I feel like it's a deep class everywhere except for like offensive line.
You know what? It's not a top-heavy class either. Like the QBs are the highlight of the draft, but there's no stud offensive lineman.
It was like Jalen Carter
and Will Anderson. Those are the 2 big names.
Yeah, and then Bijan.
Well,
Bijan?
Yeah, but you're not taking a running back. I mean, he might go 11. I think
he might go top 10, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
So, we'll have a whole draft episode. So I don't want to dive
mock draft right now. Let's go.
I don't want to dive too much into it. So real quick, Giants committed to Danny Dimes, 4-year, $160 million. What do you think about that?
I like it. I think they're doing like a San Fran KC type of plan, I guess you can say. Like build a team around this quarterback, right? And then if he can't take the next step, which clearly they think he can take the next step with Brian in the second year under Brian Daboll, right? Clearly they think that, but let's say he doesn't for some reason, like they were wrong, right? Then you move on, but you have hopefully good better roster by then. Just how both San Fran and Kansas City both did with Alex Smith. Alex Smith was the guy both times. So actually, in a way, San Francisco's still doing it. They're still looking for that quarterback, but they have the team around him. You know what I mean? And like every year, even with these backup quarterbacks, they do well. They at least they haven't won Super Bowl yet, but they've been right there in the playoffs and stuff. So I think that's the plan. But they're also hoping that Denny takes that next step under Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen weren't going to stick. They owed Daniel Jones nothing. They declined his 5th-year option. They had every opportunity to walk away and get their own guy. Clearly, their guy is Daniel Jones. Like at this point, Daniel Jones is their guy. You know what I mean? Like they've hitched their wagon to Daniel Jones now. So, you know what I mean? There is no that's Dave Gettleman's guy. No, now it's Joe Schoen's and Brian Daboll's guy. So I like it.
So I think first of all, the Giants went 9-7-1 last year, right? You guys tied? Yeah. So you went 9-7-1. You made the playoffs, and you won a playoff game
with nobody,
with a rookie head coach, rookie GM.
Our number one receiver was a guy we claimed in November. Literally.
And so that roster is not a talented roster. They're not a playoff caliber roster, but you still made it. I don't think you can look at that situation and say, we need a new QB.
Yeah.
Unless out of the sky someone falls into your lap, but that's not happening.
And people like casuals that don't watch. If you're not a Giants fan, you're not watching Giants games. But people are like, Saquon carried. Saquon carried the first 4 games of the season. Like he was like the only thing we had. But after that, a lot of it was Danny passing over with his legs. And that playoff game, that was all Daniel Jones. He snapped that game. That was all him. So people are like, oh, Saquon carried. They're just showing that you don't watch games because that's literally like the first 4 games of the season. That's it. While Daniel Jones grew more comfortable in his freaking 4th system that he's been in, you know. So
well, that's the thing. To me, it's like pick your like you choose your pick your poison. Yeah. Right? You're gonna stick with what you know, or you go with someone else, and it's definitely gonna be a journeyman quarterback. So Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, one of those kind of guys. And you're going to be in that QB carousel for the next 5-10 years. Stick with Danny Jones. You had to pay him what you had to pay him. That is the market. It is what it is.
And by the end of next year's offseason, his yearly whatever, it's going to be like ranked like 15th, man.
Yeah. Once Burrow, Herbert, and Lamar get paid, it's going to be
Herbert. And I don't want to hear this crap. Like he is 26. Freaking Geno Smith just got what, 32, 35 a year? Come on, man.
Something like that, yeah.
If Geno can get 35, I'll give Danny what he wants. I don't care.
Yeah. So I like the move. And also you're saying, hey, Danny, we're going to give you the second year, it's his first offseason going into with a familiar scheme and coaching staff, right?
Not just that. That's one part, right? And finally, part 2, trying to get him some weapons. He's never had any. So you got him.
Let's hold. They tried with Kenny Golladay. It was just a disaster. Come on, they tried.
Darren Waller, right? And they're trying to retain Saquon. So you're gonna have 2 guys that are top 5 in their position.
Yeah.
Right. And then hopefully draft a receiver to become the number 1 guy. You know what I mean? And then they try to also get more depth because our problem wasn't just so much that we didn't have guys. Because we had serviceable guys. We had Sterling Shepard, who him and Daniel Jones have always had connections. Sterling Shepard, for fantasy-wise, if he's on the field, you play him because he's going to get you PPR, right? Because him and Jones have that connection. He got hurt week 3 towards ACL. Wandell finally coming on towards ACL, right? Kenny Golladay got hurt 3 years ago, hasn't been the same. Like, literally, that's literally what happened. He literally got a hip injury his last year in Detroit and it was never the same. So, besides trying to get him that number 1 receiver, they're also trying to get more depth.
Yeah.
So that's why they re-signed Sterling Shepard. They've signed Paris Campbell, re-signed Slayton. Wandell is supposed to be ready, but he is going to be ready by the season when the season starts. So you just gotta hope that we don't get plagued with injuries again as well.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like you guys are cursed, man. I don't know what's up with that field.
Because Danny Danny has shown that he can elevate guys. He was getting it done with Isaiah Hodges, man, which we also retained. You know what I mean? Like Isaiah Hodges, Richie James, Marcus Johnson, David Seals. All right.
Okay. We get it.
They're not on NFL teams right now.
No, I know.
All right.
Yeah,
so Saquon. Danny literally had games where he's like, there was games where for the first time ever in my we're sticking on this Daniel Jones thing. There was for the first time ever I saw him show emotion where he was just so frustrated and mad with his receivers that kept dropping balls because they sucked. And there's literally games where you can tell that him and Daboll were probably like, we can't pass the ball to these guys. We're just gonna have to run it with Saquon and you. Yeah. And that's why he had games where he was rushing for 70, 80, 100 yards because they're like, we can't pass it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So segueing from Danny to another QB or several QBs, real quick, the Dolphins picked up Tua's option. I think in part because we are in that win now mode, and you're not going to just get another QB and that's able to like step in and be better than Tua. Maybe you can say Aaron Rodgers or Lamar, but clearly they're not going that route. So to commit to Tua, you're only paying him $23 million in 2024, which is nothing compared to the rest of the market. You're committing to him.
Sorry, real quick before can you trade somebody? Like, can you guys trade Tua next offseason? I think you can.
I'm sure you can.
I think you can.
I don't see why not.
But
what I'm just glad is that we're all the media, they cannot push that BS narrative that, oh, we're trying to get Brady or we're going to go get – like, no, we're committed to Tua. Nothing's going to happen. Tua's our quarterback for the next 2 years.
Maybe.
No. So I'm glad about that.
If he's injured like he was this year, these conversations are coming right back. And I do think you guys move on next offseason if he's just as injured.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Well, let's just see what happens. Because, yes, this team is way too talented and way too invested in.
Or if he just can't get it done.
No, he can get it done. He just needs to be healthy, man.
Let's not forget, before he got injured, he was on a 4-game losing streak?
What?
I'm just not. Am I wrong or am I right?
Before he
got injured, I think it was 3 or 4 game losing streak. It was right when it was literally right when your schedule got harder.
Yeah, it was.
As soon as schedule got
49ers, Chargers. Yeah, it was that road.
I don't know how your schedule looks next year, but like if it's tough, you never know. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I mean, hopefully he can just stay healthy. Just stay healthy.
That's all I ask for.
Just stay healthy, man. Just stay on the field. It's a tough task, but hopefully he can just stay healthy. At least if he stays healthy and he sucks, you know what you had and you move on.
But he's not gonna suck, man. Like, look what he did last year. He's not gonna suck. He just needs to stay healthy.
Suck against real teams. Sorry.
He didn't suck against like Buffalo. One of those losses with Buffalo. They beat us by 1 point at the last minute of the game. You know what I mean?
Man.
It thought, yeah, I know what happens. Thanks.
He might suck. You don't know. He might say if he does suck. You never know. He could suck, man. Listen, don't take your little victory parade like you did in week 4 last year. All right, learn from your lessons. Learn from last year.
Did I not have the right though? He was killing it, man.
It was week 4.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because look, clearly it mattered. You guys almost didn't make the playoffs eventually, and that's because he got hurt. He lost 4 games in a row, and everything else. It happens.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have thrown for.
If he didn't get hurt, he might have lost 6 in a row.
No.
Yo, you never know. Just how you can play your game, I can be the devil's advocate over here and be like, if he never got hurt, maybe you guys never win again.
Okay.
You never know.
All right, moving on to another QB. What is going on with Lamar Jackson? Why does nobody want him?
I see that maybe the Colts might be in on him.
The Colts
should. Why? But the question is, why isn't everybody in on him?
That's what I'm saying. Why are the Commanders, the Falcons, the freaking Ravens of all teams, the Colts?
I don't know. He said he's not asking for fully guaranteed.
I saw that.
So what's the issue?
I don't know, man. Like his character, BS, because he's never.
Everybody loves him.
He's never been an issue. Exactly. So what is it? Like the guy's an MVP. The guy produces. Yes, I know he has not finished the last 2 seasons. So that
you're saying maybe you should move on? after?
No, because is that where we draw the line? Because then
Maybe.
Aaron Rodgers gets hurt too.
And you know how I feel about him
Okay, yeah, you feel about him because of his character, and man,
and his injury stuff.
yeah,
His BS injury stuff. But yeah, hey man, what were you gonna say?
you were like ahead of everyone on that.
I always saw the punk in him. I always saw it.
Yeah,
Now everybody sees it.
But I don't understand why he's not on a team yet. Or because if I'm the Colts, you trade those 2 first-round picks. You're not drafting Lamar Jackson with that 4th pick. You're just.
I've seen like all that other teams don't want to do the dirty work for the Colts. I mean, for the Ravens.
I've seen that too.
On like the contract, like pretty much what the Ravens are saying is, go figure out your contract with somebody else, and then we'll just
match it,
and we'll just give it to you, pretty much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which is that's a nasty move.
Yeah, it's kind of like we don't got time for you right now. Pretty much, go negotiate with somebody else, and we'll give it to you or whatever. Like,
yeah, that's not how you treat your superstar QB, man.
It's weird.
It's very weird. It's very weird what they're doing to him.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Colts, you go get him, man. Colts can instantly become dude. That division's trash. The Titans are in rebuild mode. The Texans are the Texans, and the Jaguars are king of that division. But if you're the Colts,
they're always going to be the Jaguars.
I don't know, man. I really like Trevor Lawrence.
I like Trevor Lawrence too. I just don't think they're going to take a huge step next year.
I mean, they won a playoff game.
I think that they can maybe match that.
They can match.
Yeah, they had a losing record, right? Or they were 500, like not 500,
maybe,
like 97.
I don't know.
No, they can't be 97.
Let me see. I just have the standings up.
They weren't great.
No, they weren't great. They were 9-8.
9-8. They can go 9-8 again.
Yeah, or they can do 10-7 in that division. But my point is, the Colts go get Lamar Jackson, dude. You're back in it. You are back in it, and it's the best QB you had since Andrew Luck, hands down.
I forgot about him. I was going to say Peyton Manning, but yeah,
I was going to joke Peyton Manning, but I was like, no, Andrew Luck was actually
he was legit.
He was legit. He was good. So I don't know, man. Lamar just keeps getting disrespected over and over again.
Yeah, it's not cool.
It's not right, man.
And you know, these owners and GMs, they're all in a buddy system too. You think they're trying to, in a way, do the Ravens dirty? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. I hope he goes somewhere else. Actually, I hope that he does leave Baltimore just because
of the disrespect. Honestly, screw them, man. You should have signed me months ago, last year, and now you're letting it drag out like this. If I'm him, yeah, take me to Indy. Let me go to Indy. Take your 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from a very likable quarterback to one that everybody hates, that everybody loves to hate, which is Rodgers. Bro, this guy is the absolute worst. And no, Rod, nobody hates you because you're a conspiracy theorist. Nobody hates you because your politics are different. Nobody cares about that. He is just, he likes to act like he's like this, like a mysterious, keep to himself guy. This guy loves attention. You're the complete opposite of mysterious. Yeah. You know what I mean? You love to tell everybody everything and have all eyes on you. You know what I mean? Why did they push that Pat McAfee show? They want everybody tuned in. And then they waited like half an hour for him to say, oh, there's no choice today, no decision today, but I want to go to the Jets.
Yeah.
Bro, he is and like the first few days, 2-3 days of free agency, nobody knew what he was going to do. I don't think the Jets knew what he was going to do. He is the worst, bro.
Yeah. It's funny because...
Go ahead, sorry.
We're seeing the same... It's like deja vu, man. Do you remember Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Doing the same BS? Retire, not retire, go, leave, stay, all this nonsense.
I wish he'll retire.
I couldn't wait for Brett Favre to retire. Then he goes to the Jets, right?
And then the Vikings.
Aaron Rodgers is going down that same exact path.
Yeah.
That just shows the Jets have not done shit in the last 20 years. Ever since Mark Sanchez.
They've been to 2 conference championships.
Ever since Mark Sanchez. Yeah. That is it.
But yeah, it's... I wish he would just go back into his little darkness hole that he was in for 4 or 5 days, whatever, and just stay there.
For real.
I wish he would just retire, but he won't retire. They're going to text you that one day. Why? And I know this played into it because you know how Rodgers is. You
For
think
sure.
he wants to share the stage of his Hall of Fame induction with Tom Brady, knowing that he's playing
Hell no.
second fiddle to
No way.
that's gonna be Tom Brady Day. That's not Aaron Rodgers Day. That's Tom Brady Day.
Yeah.
You don't think he thought about that?
For sure. Plus, I mean, he's due 40 or 50 million this year.
Yeah.
So that paired with the same retirement class or Hall of Fame class with Tom Brady, no way.
Yeah.
He'll do it next year where he has it all to himself because there's no one else expected to retire, I believe. Yeah, none of these QB. No, there's no Hall of Fame QB. Actually, the old guard is gone.
Yeah,
He's the last. He's the last QB of the old QB guard, right?
That's it.
Now it's the Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Tua, those guys.
Uh-huh.
Thought I would sneak him in there. You know what I mean?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Maybe.
Yeah, man. So Rodgers most likely going to the Jets.
No, they're gonna get it done. He already said he's going
to get it done.
Yeah, it's gonna
so
happen.
What do you think? I know it's early, but
Sadly,
AFC East. Who's the top dog of the AFC East?
I don't know who the top dog is in that division, but sadly, I do think they're just gonna be really, really good. Which I really hate.
The thing is, they were good. They were good with Zach Wilson and Mike White, man, and Joe Flacco.
They have two good running backs, right? They might have the deepest wide receiver room now.
Well, they just traded Elijah Moore today.
Yeah.
Well, their receivers are not like great, except Garrett Wilson.
I said deep. Like they have a bunch of number twos, a bunch of twos and threes.
They have Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard.
I was just looking at the list today. Now you're scaring me. McCole Hardman just signed there, right?
Oh,
McCole Hardman just signed there. Corey Davis, and there's somebody else. Oh, and they might still add Odell.
Nah, I doubt it.
But like they have weapons everywhere, I guess except for tight end, right? Which they had two guys last year. But that defense is top 5. You're adding Aaron Rodgers. I do think they're gonna be really, really good next year.
Dude, you know what's crazy? They had both Rookie of the Year defense and offense.
And
and if Bryce Hall didn't get hurt, they still would have had the Rookie of the Year.
And you know who Garrett Wilson has been compared to the most? Like his professional comp was coming in. Devontae Adams. So, yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, the AFC East is going to be insane this year. Dolphins added Jalen Ramsey, right? I mean, we're clearly going all in. The Bills haven't done anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they've lost a few guys on defense, I think. They lost like Tremaine Edmonds.
Oh, they did lose Tremaine Edmonds.
They also Sawyer. Yeah. I think they're gonna do. Remember, like we might get some trades on draft night. Remember that like the AJ Brown thing that happened to draft night, Chris Olave trade.
Yeah.
I think the Bills are gonna add a running back, legit running back, Derrick Henry or a Dalvin Cook. The Titans need to trade Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
that team is done. That team is done.
They should trade him.
They're done. They need to trade him
even if they have to pay half his salary just to get like a little better of a pick. They should get rid of him. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind him on the Dolphins, but
you wouldn't mind Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I won't mind. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know? Oh man, shucks. Yeah. Shucks. So we traded for the freaking biggest running back on earth.
But I hope the Jets don't win that division, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do. And I think the Patriots with the actual offensive coordinator, they're gonna be better than last year.
Barely.
All right.
Patriots are finishing last in that division. Mac Jones sucks.
Waterboard bet?
Waterboard bet? Or do you mean water bet?
Waterboard. Yes, waterboard. Loser gets waterboarded.
You just put me in a black site? Yeah. What the hell?
Water bet. Sorry.
Jeez. We'll talk more about that. Do you remember 2 years ago when Belichick was just signing all these free agents and I called him washed? I said he was panicking. Mm-hmm. He already got rid of some of the free agents that he signed because it was unlike Belichick to do that. That wasn't his moves. His tactics.
And now they haven't done that, which is smart. But I think their defense was straight last year, and I think their offense cannot get worse. Matt Jones
That's
doesn't
true.
suck.
Fine.
All right.
He sucks.
Joe Judge sucks. Who was it? Matt Patricia sucks. Two guys that don't coach offense were co-coaching the offense.
And that's because Bill Belichick is washed. Stop hiring your friends and hire the right people.
He brought a friend back.
At least
right?
this friend is competent in
Man.
coaching, not in GM. Because
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien was the worst GM.
Yeah. So
Ask DeAndre Hopkins and all them boys.
I think they're going to be. What was the record last year? You still have that thing pulled up?
Yeah, I still have it up. They were
They went
8-9.
8-9. That 9-8 going to hit different. They're going to go 9-8. 9-8, maybe 10 wins. I think they're going to be better for sure.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're
I'm not
right.
saying
They can be worse because of the coaching, but I just don't think they're a very talented roster.
I think they're a solid team. And I think, not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they're going to be a better team. That's all. All I'm saying is don't count them out. That's all I'm saying. Just don't count them out.
Okay.
All right.
So we were talking about the running backs a little bit.
They might finish third.
What's that?
They might finish third in the division.
Okay. Well, we shall see.
Maybe they will finish last.
Maybe
Crazy
who?
with the Bills
Buffalo?
finish last.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Their dynasty ended before it even began.
Like the Eagles. Lost everybody. Eagles lost everybody.
Yeah.
That whole defense is gone. But they draft so well.
They draft so well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna write them off, but
No.
they lost a lot.
And they still have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
And they don't have any running backs because Miles Sanders left to the Panthers. They were Rashad Penny. They have exactly the running back room that you can still draft Bijan Robinson.
No, I hope not, but yeah.
And I have the 101, so I think I would like him there.
Yeah, no, obviously that'll be good for him because even like they say they don't run a lot, there's gonna be a lot of red zone.
Yeah, they're still a high scoring team.
Yeah, so
and there's no one in that backfield that's gonna bother him.
No,
Kenneth Gainwell is not the guy's a gimmick running back.
Yeah, and Boston Scott is only 2 games a year
against the Giants. Yeah.
So, bro, when he re-signed, Giants, they were like, no. Like
y'all should have signed him just to keep him away.
That's what I said. I'm like, what do we gotta do to get rid of this guy? So
that's so funny.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys released Zeke. That's another landing zone for Bijan.
Maybe Zeke goes to Buffalo.
So I was gonna just ask, where do you think Zeke goes?
I could see Zeke going to Buffalo. I could see that. It's cheaper than having to trade for Dalvin Cook or Derrick Henry, and he's still solid. He's just not explosive anymore. Which whatever. He's a running back. That happens.
So they signed Damon Harris from New England. They have James Cook, a 2nd-round pick.
Damon Harris went to Buffalo. Breaking news! I didn't know that.
It was a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Nothing special. James Cook is. They want James Cook to be the guy.
Yeah.
But you can get Zeke, and James Cook can still be the guy.
Yeah, I think James Cook's a really good pass catcher. I believe so.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I could see him going there. Besides there,
it's got to be a competing team. He's not going to sign with a team that's not competing, right?
Not even who. You don't sign running backs, even for cheap. Even for cheap, you don't sign running backs. Who could you go to? Name me off all the teams.
Falcons.
They probably have 2 running backs already on the team.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, Falcons maybe, but they have Tyler Algier who did very well last year.
Yeah, and they don't need Zeke right now.
And they're going to probably draft Bijan.
Who is Jacksonville's running back?
Etienne.
Thank you, bro. I was drawing a blank earlier. No, they signed a backup. Who did they sign? Oh, Dearness Johnson. Signed.
Oh, did they do that today?
Yeah, they signed that today. Yeah. So when I saw the notification, I'm like, wait, who is our starter? Because obviously I remember like there was somebody and they got rid of James Robinson. I couldn't think of Travis Etienne's name. Travis Etienne. So yeah, there's another one. Maybe Tampa.
Oh, that's true. I could see Zeke going.
But they just cut Leonard Fournette,
and they're not in like competing mode, man.
They got Baker Mayfield as their quarterback.
Yeah, you tell me they're gonna. So actually, Who's going to win that division? Like today, who do you think can win that division?
I think the Saints are going to go in as the favorites,
Uh-huh.
but I think the Panthers are going to win it.
With CJ Stroud, a rookie at the QB?
With whoever the rookie quarterback is, and Andy Dalton.
Okay. I think it'll be the Saints.
They have Miles Sanders now.
They do.
I mean, like they have a decent team. They have Miles Sanders. They have Adam Thielen, Terrence Marshall. True. They have some guys. You know what I mean? So,
I think the Saints. I think the Derek Carr signing.
Is Laviska Shenault still there?
Yeah, for now. I don't know what he's going to be doing. I think with the Derek Carr signing, the Saints should be the best team in the division. But yeah, you're right, man. There's no market for running backs, and that's why a lot of Eckler wants more money, dude. And he deserves it because he does everything.
It's like Saquon right now. Saquon deserves to get paid more.
But where are you going to go, man? And who's going to pay you that money?
I'm telling you, the Giants offered him $12 million a year during the season. He didn't take it. Saquon didn't take it. Like him and his agents didn't take it. And now, I don't think the $12 million is even on the table anymore.
It probably is not because he's got the tag for 10.
Yeah, for 10. And I think it's going to be 10. Like you'll play for $10 million. Yeah. If you want a contract, you'll take this 3-year, $30 million or whatever it is. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Running backs are a dying breed, obviously, and teams should just recycle them every 4 or 5 years. You don't pay running backs, man.
But also, there's not really a lot of good running backs either.
It's just a handful, man. It's Henry, McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Eckler. Yes, Jonathan Taylor's good still. Who? Saquon.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, right? Dalvin Cook's, I think, getting way too. He's too old now. Yeah. So there's about 6-7 running backs that are like top in the league, and then the rest are just interchangeable.
Yeah.
You could throw Tony Pollard up in that
I think Lamar's going to be amazing. Sadly, I hope he's not, but I think he's going to be really, really good. Clearly, so did the Cowboys. So.
Well, and then you got the new group, which is going to be Bijan for sure. Like that guy's going to be a stud.
Travis Etienne.
Who were rookies last year?
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Dude, if Breece Hall didn't get hurt, he would have won Rookie of the Year, and
he almost still won it. Like he was still in consideration.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, but I don't know where he can go. Zeke, I think is going to end up. If I'm Zeke, I don't sign anywhere right now. I think you wait until training camp starts. First of all, you're older too. You don't need to go through the training camp, right? Why go through it? Also, somebody's going to get hurt. You know what I mean? So then it's kind of how there's a lot of players that do that. Justin Pugh, who's a guard, he said on Twitter that's what he's doing. People are like, oh, why don't you sign with the Giants again? He's like, I'm coming off an injury. He was like, I'm not getting offered what I want. I'm gonna wait until somebody gets hurt, pretty much.
Yeah, and then someone has to call him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the reality with the running backs, that's what they're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Zeke, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kareem Hunt's just sitting there.
Yeah.
He's 27, I think. You know what I mean?
I think there's one other running back. I can't remember who though. But yeah. Eckler's gonna end up staying for the Chargers, right? He might get like a slight pay bump, but that's about it. But yeah, man. There's not a market for anybody, man. For anybody. Unless you're a quarterback, you're gonna get paid what the team want to pay you, and that's it. Quarterbacks are the only ones that can ask for more than the market suggests. You know what I mean? That's
well, apparently not with Lamar. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. But
all right, man. So NFL, we're kind of in that little low period right now. The draft is in
a month.
About a month and change. So we'll do some draft episodes.
What pick did the Dolphins have?
We have pick 51. That's our first pick of the draft. 51.
It's so weird that I keep like 30-second pick. It's the second round. That's so weird.
I know because of us.
Yeah.
It's funny. It'll be 2 years in a row. Dolphins don't have a first round pick.
You have one next year, though, right? As of right now. Okay.
As of now. Hopefully we don't tamper and try to get freaking Johnny Unitas or something.
Get Aaron Rodgers. Turns out you guys already tried to get Aaron Rodgers.
God.
Imagine that. God.
I'll be so pissed. So Kenny, I'm wearing my Marlins shirt right now. Next week is opening day.
Let's go. I need baseball in my life so bad. I need Yankees. I need fantasy baseball in my life. I need it. I need it, Anthony.
We just wrapped up the World Baseball Classic, and
So
let
much
me
fun.
just say,
Best baseball.
best. It was so good, man. I watched every U.S. game. I even watched some of the DR Puerto Rico game, I think.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was legit watching games, and it was fun, man. And
Gleyber Torres, who is a Yankee, said that crowd, even though Yankees have great crowds all the time, he's been in the playoffs with Yankee crowds. He said that some of those crowds were some of the best crowds he's ever seen, ever. Like,
forget that. Trey Turner, World Series champion, said that his home run against Colombia, no, my bad, Venezuela, in the it was like the 8th inning, 7th inning, was probably the biggest moment of his career.
It's crazy. And you know what's crazy? That it was that good, even with the crowds divided. You know what I mean? Like, usually, like, you have the stadium's going crazy because it's all Yankee fans at Yankee Stadium. It's all, well, not always, but you know what I mean? Like 80%.
But it was pretty split.
We're 50-50. Like DR, Puerto Rico is 50-50. You know what I mean? Like almost all these teams have like a good crowd supporting them. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm pissed at the U.S. team, bro. Not because they lost, but how did we go into the World Baseball Classic with this kind of pitching staff?
But a lot of these guys came out afterwards and like how big the moment was, like how big this stage was, like how much it meant to them. I think that as this, because everybody says coming back in 2026, as it continues to grow as a more legitimate tournament, more players will want to compete. It's kind of like the World Cup. The World Cup, you never have guys saying, I don't want to play it. I gotta be ready for my Liverpool season. Unless you're injured. You know what I mean? But like these guys want to go. You know what I mean? And I think eventually, like, because it's still a young tournament. I think this is only the 5th year.
Something 5th or 6th, like
Japan's won 3, USA won 1, and DR won. So this is the 5th one.
Okay,
this is the 5th one. So it's still a young tournament, but they're bringing it back. And
you want to know? Sorry, you want to know how young it is? Miguel Cabrera has played in every single one of them.
Yeah, like it's brand new, but this is the way to grow baseball outside, bro. I've seen so many of like Mexican TikTok, like Mexicans that had no idea that the World Baseball Classic was even starting. Now they're all doing the Randy Arozarena. Yeah, you feel me? Like they sold out their hats. I had like Colombian friends like that knew that I followed baseball asking me like, wait, like to explain this to them, like what's going on, and like is this like a legit team? I'm like, yeah, like this is like there's some major leaguers that are Colombian that are playing. You know what I mean? Like Colombia did pretty decent last World Baseball Classic. This year, not so much. This year, they only won one game. They beat Mexico. That's it. But like that's the way to grow it. You know what I mean? It
is. I mean, dude, they were talking about it in my barbershop. And usually it's just football and basketball. But they were talking about the World Baseball Classic, man.
Yeah, man. Japan, like something like 90% of TVs will watch. I mean, Japan is big on baseball, but still, that's we don't have that here, and it's the sports from here.
Bro, the Korea versus Japan pool play game had 70 million viewers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 70 million, bro. Yeah. So what it shows too is that there is great baseball across the world. Japan doesn't even have that many major leaguers. But
they have their league.
They have their league, which is very competitive.
Yeah.
But when you throw Ohtani and Darvish at us,
and then they have the new Red Sox guy. Yoshidi. That's not. I'm trying to pronounce his name. Yoshida, something like that.
I don't know.
Sorry, I really am trying to pronounce it. I'm not trying to make fun of his name. I just don't know. It looks like Yoshi. Like I know that sounds even worse because he's Japanese, but yeah, it looks like Yoshi.
Masataka Yoshida.
Thank you, Yoshida. He's the new Red Sox guy. Like he hit a bomb. And he was doing well. So
and the Mets guy Kota Senga, he didn't even play because I think he pulled out. I think he was a little injured. So, anyways, it was an awesome tournament. But as far as the U.S., you're right. Like the top aces, Verlander, DeGrom, Scherzer. I don't expect them to play. They're older and they're rehabbing, right?
Yeah.
But
Corbin Burns gonna play. Garrett Cole
Corbin
gonna
Burns,
play. You know what I mean?
Zach Wheeler, like, dude, none of these guys.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's because, like I said, like it needs to become more.
But the lineup was Hall of Famers and All Stars.
Yeah. But
So-
as it continues to get more legitimate, and not only will you get more players eventually, like more legit players going, right? Because like, I mean, yes, he had a legit player for like Aaron Judge didn't go. You know what I mean? Aaron Judge would have, should be there.
Yeah.
But not only will you get more legit players, eventually they'll get more teams. Eventually they'll expand. They'll expand it. Like if it continues to be so popular, eventually I don't know how many teams were this year, but
I don't
eventually they'll add 4 more teams, then 6 more teams, or whatever, and it hopefully becomes like a big tournament. You know what I mean? I don't like the fact that it's so close to the beginning of the MLB season. I feel like it should either be somewhere in the middle of the offseason or in the middle of Major League season. Like I think it was Trey Turner or somebody said it should be like during the All-Star break, like around that time. It's obviously every 4 years or every 3 or 4 years, not every year.
Yeah,
every 3 or 4 years, instead of like that one weekend, instead of 5 days off for the All-Star game, you do 2 weeks off, whatever, and you go and compete. That's how they do the World Cup. Well, how they did it this year, especially. But that's how they usually do in the middle of the offseason, or this year, like right in the middle of the season. So,
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean that could work,
or December, or like December.
Yeah, but then you're going up against NFL playoffs.
Fine, January.
You're going against NFL playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, this is a world thing.
Maybe right after the Super Bowl.
This is a world thing. You think people in Japan or in Colombia or in DR or Puerto Rico are watching the Super Bowl or the playoffs? No, man.
Yes.
They didn't even know who Lars Nootbaar.
Lars Nootbaar is on Japan.
Well, because his mom is Japanese.
Yeah.
But he was saying like what's different about like that team. He's like, after a win, like these guys are so respectful. You walk in the locker room, like they're all quiet, just packing their stuff up. He's like, bro, we need to play music. We need to like, get loud. And he asked these guys if they listen to Drake. They had no idea who Drake was. Like people don't realize American pop culture isn't
Drake's pretty damn big though.
Yeah, but if you don't listen to rap, I think like pop stars are bigger worldwide because pop is worldwide. You know what I mean?
But I wouldn't even call Drake just a purely rapper. I
know
he's pretty big on everything.
Boy, he said they didn't know who he was. My point is, nobody else is watching the Super Bowl. Nobody else is watching like American things. Is what I was trying to say. Nobody's watching the playoffs. Do you think that they were watching?
Okay, but they need the U.S. to watch. So
shit, do that.
I don't know. Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because the sport is in America, and they need to grow it within America.
All of these stats that I've seen from the World Baseball, I haven't seen one stat about American viewership. It's all been about other countries.
I don't know when they would put it.
Fine. Early February.
I actually think it's fine. That? I think it's fine during spring training. They're getting more meaningful innings and pitches than in spring training. So I think it's better now. Why? Just because Edwin Diaz and Altuve got hurt? Those are just fluke incidents that could have happened in spring training. Could have happened when they walk out of the damn shower because these baseball players get hurt every damn day.
Was it Brendan Nemo that was kind of criticizing it the day after Diaz got hurt? Saying that they should be in spring training in the exact same day he got hurt. So, I'm not laughing at his injury. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, that sucks. But whatever, it happens. I thought it was awesome. I hope they continue doing it. But Major League starts next week. I can't wait. I need my Yankees. I need Aaron Judge to set another home run record. I need Anthony Volpe up. I need fantasy baseball. I'm ready.
Yeah, baby.
The Marlins are going to be decent this year. I think they have good pitching and they got some hitters.
Woo.
I mean, hopefully.
Bro, Luis Arraez.
Can you guys get a player that doesn't get hurt in Miami? Freaking can Jazz stay healthy this year?
I hope, man. I know.
That's literally another 2 over there.
I know. We'll see. I'm tempering my expectations because it's the Marlins, but I am actually excited.
How many games did you guys win last year?
I don't know, man. Probably 10.
You guys won 70?
I don't even know, bro. Let me look. We won. I don't know this year.
Come on, Anthony.
I'm trying. We were. Oh God, we didn't even win 70. We were 69 and 93.
Winning 80 games this year.
80?
80 games.
Okay, I'll say 77 easily. We can win 77.
81.
Okay, thanks. 500. I mean, I'll take it.
81.
But you know what's another thing? Like watching the World Baseball Classic, like I got to see like my Marlins in other, like Sandy on DR.
You got to see them win.
I got to see them win.
Yeah. Luis
Arraez hit freaking 2 homers on us.
Venezuela, right?
Venezuela. Luzardo was on Venezuela. Pablo Lopez, miss him. He was on Venezuela.
Where is he now?
The Twins. That's who we gave up for Arraez.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just want to close it out. Kenny, awesome episode. I do want to close it out with this. Shohei Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth.
I love him now.
Babe Ruth can't even sniff his cleat.
He seems so likable. Last year, I couldn't cheer for him because it was him versus Judge for MVP. I had my differences, but Judge got his MVP. I had nothing to hold me back from liking Ohtani. I love him. He seems so nice. He's so good. He's so good.
He's so good, man. He's a machine. He was built in a lab, like Rocky IV, whichever one has Ivan Drago from Russia. He was built in a Japanese lab.
Yeah.
Bro, he's so good. I hope the Angels can do well. I want to see these Hall of Famers.
He's gone
in the playoffs, man.
I think he's a free agent after this year.
Yeah, he'll either be a Dodger, Red Sox, or a Yankee. That's it. Who else can afford him?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let him come to the Yankees.
Jeez. All right, man.
You okay?
Yeah.
You're right there.
All right. This is episode 63. Thank you guys. If you're still listening, thank you very much. Make sure you guys give us that 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Hit that little subscribe bell on YouTube. And we'll see you next week or in a couple weeks or whenever we decide to get on.
Yeah, maybe in a week or two.
Take it easy.